So let's look at what the cybersecurity workforce demand is currently at. There are over 600,000 just in the United States cybersecurity job openings, and 1.1 are employed in the cybersecurity workforce. Now, globally, there are over 3 million positions. There are 3 million vacant positions. My organization is involved in training people globally. We work with the Caribbean, Latin America. Sometimes I'm teaching people in Australia, and we just signed an agreement to begin to teach people in East Africa and Ethiopia, providing free cybersecurity training where possible to give people that leg up into the industry and provide some of the tools that organizations will recognize when people put it on their resumes. So by 2025, the lack of talent or human failure, they estimate, will be responsible for over half of significant cybersecurity incidents, which means that companies involved in insurance and asset management, energy, which is being attacked because you can have what are called threat actors who are trying to break into energy systems. You have the public sector, you have banking. All of these major companies are looking for people like you to hire. So what are some of these wonderful positions that are out there? Because it's not just one position. And a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to be the best person for cybersecurity because I'm not technical. And cybersecurity isn't about being technical. It's not the person who's using the screwdriver to go inside of the computer and connect the wires. That's not what it's primarily about. It's very focused on governance. It could be compliance. It could be about how to make sure the software that you're using on your phone is done securely so it protects your data. It talks about leadership and managing different people on a team. It deals with governance, the risk involved with the applications. It's also about compliance because you may have to manage people's data. So for example, you go to the hospital, you give your date of birth, and they also know what illness you suffer from. Well, you may not want all of that information out there. So you have regulatory bodies that make sure that the proper tools are in place to protect that data. You have network security, and you have things like security operations, and as we discussed, software security. So the people who are building the software have to speak with you to make sure that they're building the software securely, and that's called software security. Now, looking at it, if you're 15 to 17, as much as we'd like you to head up the cybersecurity organization, you're going to be coming in at what we call an entry level. And entry level cybersecurity roles are going to require foundational knowledge and skills. Now, they serve as a stepping stone for professional growth. But how do you get started in that field? So let's look at an intro education. Along with advances in technology, education is experiencing a significant transformation. And a lot of this was enhanced during COVID, where people started to study from home. A lot of the colleges that I was teaching at, they went remote, which meant I was teaching and the students that I would interact with daily were remote. And they actually found that there were some significant benefits to that. So digital education, which is now being called e-learning, has become a major platform for expanding access to education. It is improving the quality of learning and encouraging overall student engagement. So, for example, if you're in Jamaica and you're in a little town way outside of the city and you don't have access to that major college or university, you can go online and get your certification just as much as somebody in the United States. Using that certification, you can also get remote work for a company in the United States or Europe or Canada, as long as your certificate is valid, because you now know as much as a person in a major company or a major country. So entry-level positions are going to include titles like information security analyst, a junior penetration tester, so that's somebody who is testing your network to see how secure it is. You may have an information system security professional or a network security analyst. Those are some of the entry-level positions. But we also have to look at what are some of these trends that are occurring in the industry. So the digital education trends actually refer to developments and changes in the way that education is delivered and how it's accessed and implemented by utilizing digital technology. And this digital technology is going to assist especially those that may not be able to afford the cost of going to colleges and universities. And how can we use that information to their benefit or to your benefit? So cybersecurity, and I've always said this, once you become qualified in cybersecurity, you will never be without a job. Once you get in and have experience, you will never be without a job. There are always offers on the table. Cybersecurity takes the top spot for perceived organizational priority. Cybersecurity has 78% of the high priority in organizations. And then you're looking at IT support, employee productivity, your robust infrastructure, things like data analytics, back office applications, even the hype about artificial intelligence and web e-commerce. Those are low down. The high priority is cybersecurity.